I am Kenjamin, and I am here to make some pixel art. Let's do it. There we go. Okay, cool. Technical check done. I know that audio's coming through. I'm happy about that. Tonight, I'm flying solo. My co-host Steph is my lovely wife. Is unfortunately working hard for that money, honey. So it's just me tonight. So you get Kenjamin unfiltered. Uh, maybe good or bad, who knows? Stay tuned and find out. Tonight, I wanted to do some Zelda art because I've been wanting to do some isometric Zelda for a while now, and I figured, why not? This is fun. I enjoy it. Let's heckin' go. So I did this lovely little Triforce that y'all are looking at right here just to get y'all excited. Oh no, what did I do? Um I hit space trying to pan my mouse on a sprite and I accidentally turned on the standby screen. So pardon me. Um PSA kiddos, always make sure the screen you want to work in has been selected. So without further ado, let's do it. Made this little platform earlier for myself to kind of be a jumping off point for us. Figured, why not? Let's have something to kind of give me an idea. So first and foremost, let's make a sprite, so that we have an idea of how big everything else will do. Because if you start with knowing what you like kind of what your smallest point of reference will be, that helps inform you for everything else that you make as far as like size and perspective goes. So I'm gonna do a little drawing of Kidling. Kind of what I'm thinking here. So let's kind of hash out overall shape. Always depict Link holding his sword, left hand, that with the Kokiri shield. This is just going to be the sketch, so we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna, what I figured I would do, what I want to do is Link in Ocarina of Time at the Great Deku Tree. I decided tree because friend of the show and sometimes guest, a Pixelet Shark, um, has been lamenting over making trees for the piece that she is currently working on. She's making a big ass tree and is tormented by it. So she demanded I do trees. Um, she wanted me to do the tree for her, but that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to show her up and be like, ha ha ha, Pixelet, look at me. I can make trees. I'm a snarky douchebag. Uh, out shape a little bit more. His little booties. Little booty guy. You know what? I'm actually feeling pretty good about that little bitty sprite right here. Julio. Jeez, how old am I? I'm 41 is how old I am. Right. I've been taking a bit of a spring break lately. It was my birthday not too long ago, April 3rd. I am 41 years young. Um yeah, that was exciting. So we took our little spring break. Um a lot of it, admittedly. The only time we could schedule our D&D was for Saturday, and by the time we got done, we just did not have energy to perform more because D&D has a lot of performance aspects to it. So unfortunately, that meant no stream for a couple of those nights. Last week, oh, I got I bought us a little birthday slash anniversary gift for the two of us, for Steph and I. I bought us a king size bed, and oh my, I could not be happier. Just the sleep you get. The thing is massive. Um, and I made sure to get a regular king size bed because California king is bullshit unless you're really tall. The main difference between a king and a California king is that a king size bed is wider than a queen size bed, but it's the same height or depth, however you want to go for it. But a California king is the same width as a queen size. It's just taller. So if you're a tall guy, I mean, I'm a tall guy too. Like, um, but a queen size bed, you know, the height wasn't the problem for me. It was the width. But yeah, we got us that king size, and oh my gosh, it's heaven, y'all. I just need to let y'all know, king size beds are heaven. Um, so be jelly. But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks for a little spring break, as it were, impromptu spring break. D&D, and honestly, if you as an adult can keep a D&D group going, cherish those friendships, quite frankly. uh it is so hard to schedule and maintain that, and we've been keeping our current D&D group going for a couple of years now, which honestly, I'm impressed. I'm impressed at our ability to keep it going. um so yeah, these are definitely ride or die friends, let me just tell you that right now. Yeah. Cherish them, always be cherishing. uh ABC, always be cherishing. That's right, you heard it here from Kenjamin. Heard it here first, folks. Always be cherishing. Hmm. Yeah, I should. So one of the big things for pixel art is contrast. Contrast is important. So zoom out, use the little window tool here in the bottom just to make sure colors look good. I want this top a little bit more. Outfit. I think. So thing. Using greens that are like, or any color really, that's kind of a half step between the two helps you create an anti-aliasing, helps make it look smoother. Making it smooth. Good time. Oh crap. Ah. Jeez, it's not closed. Okay. I thought. Huh. Oh, it's right here. Dirt, 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 dirt. There we go. Some of this is probably going to get hidden. Good to know it's there, because that way, if there are any like areas that aren't covered, then I know I'm set. It'll do a little heavy lifting for me. So it's not horrible to kind of go a little overboard as far as like the coverage, be on the safe side. Because sometimes I'll miss it. You know, obviously I'm only human. I know, shocking. An artist of my caliber, only human. Such a vain bastard. Oh, I'm gonna take my sketch and see what I'm doing. Okay, no worries. Just noticing I've got extra, which is pretty easy to do, all things considered. Okay, I like that. Ooh, ooh, I really like the direction this is already going in. That's making me happy. Really, at the end of the day, pretty important. Um, being happy with make. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to get you there, honestly. There's an old saying that I really like. Um, Perfect is the enemy of good. And I think that's so important to understand that it doesn't have to be perfect. Just gotta get there. You know, like whatever fits the requirements, that's that really all you need. Um, because we focus so much on perfection and doing things exactly right that we get bogged down in the details and then we end up just kind of stuck in analysis paralysis. That is no fun. Not a fun spot to be in. But yeah, perfect is the enemy of good. Ain't gotta be perfect. It gotta be good. So many different like models. I brought up a model of the Kokiri sword just so I could kind of good idea of what it looks like as far as like color reference. Covered on him. Sword that's more like a knife. I mean, they are small people, so small Fey-like people who will turn into Stalfos, doll children. Not horrifying by any means. You got to be fully grown human to or Hylian to become a Stalfos. Big skeletal bastards. Let's choose a color for the sword that does not look like um, the background color for the platform I made. A little white. Oh, playing around with it. That's the important part. Iteration. All right. I like that. Highlight. Big kind of highlight. illustrate kind of portions and parts of the blade. I really like that. That's looking good. Making me happy. Short arm done. Bowdy. Bowdy. There's a bit that my friend Bleck always does from the old Warhammer, not Warhammer, excuse me, World of Warcraft, back when it was still an RTS. One of the bosses says, "Break yourself against my body," and just the enunciation of it tickles them pink, and they go for it. And honestly, I like it too. Good mouthfeel. Feels good to say. Body. Immediately makes me think of Ursula from Little Mermaid. Body language. Feels very Tim Curry to me, quite frankly. Hey, you're watching this video. You came for the stream of consciousness. Bow. Doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, a lot of the heavy lifting on that is just implying that the shield is in there. That's the important part. Yeah. That makes it feel like that, like the texture of the log underneath the bark, because the Kokiri shield is really just like, it just looks like a big chunk of bark that got cut off. Shift this a little, because you know, color differentiation, that, and it helps it pop a little bit more against like belt and boots, the brown that I'm using for leather. So that's definitely more like something that you can do when you're doing high bit, essentially. If you're trying to go for like limited color palettes, you're gonna need to use a little more choosy, kind of figure out ways to share that information without kind of going. And that's really the point too of pixel art, is figuring out what is the smallest way you can kind of share that same. I mean, which is why we're doing the sprite first. Like, a reference art that I've. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I was getting ready to do um brown for the sheath, but that's not how he did. Got, which is true for the master sword as well, not just the blue. Definitely helps it pop a little. The metal of the. So recently, while I'm been getting into like 3D modeling, well, which has been an absolute delight. Picked up PicoCAD the other day, a PicoCAD 2, which just got released. Um, um, Breaks it up a little bit, doesn't. Yeah, which it's a low poly kind of tile map CAD editor for PicoCAD 2. I also picked up Crocodile, wanting to learn that just because I want to kind of continue in my skills on being able to make low resolution, lo-fi artwork. I absolutely love pixel art. So why the heck not? Why not? This keep improving my skill set. Art's fun, y'all. So as far as picking this particular to do Ocarina of Time was a bit of a no-brainer. Ocarina is easily one of my favorite Zelda games. I mean, which is easy because that's the one that came out when I was 12, roughly. I think what it came out in '96. Oh, it's been 30 years. Um, I'm old. But yeah, it is easily my favorite. I'm kind of excited to hear the news about the remaster of the Switch 2, but at the same time, Nintendo, come on, like let's just make a new game. Let's do it. Let's make a new Zelda. Um, Promise you, fans are going to buy that. Uh, I know there's a lot of concern, kerfuffle with like Skyward Sword. So taking your time to make sure it's right before you release it good is important. So that's probably the best entry. Although I do know people who genuinely love Skyward Sword because that was probably their first Zelda. Just like Ocarina was my first Zelda. I came from a Sega household. We had an NES, and then my oldest brother bought a Sega Genesis, and uh, I didn't really have an opportunity to play SNES games until much later. And there's some absolutely uh, Link's Awakening is a very, very good Zelda. It's a good game just in general. Um, However, Ocarina just has that special place in my heart. First Zelda. Be the thing that stands out. Okay, I like that. I can dig it. Shadow. But yeah, comment down below what your favorite. Like, ugh, Majora's Mask. Let me just say too, Majora's Mask. Love that game as well. Kind of wish Nintendo would do more with the spooky side of Zelda, because there's some genuinely creepy stuff. And like Twilight Princess touched a little bit on the creepy aspect that you can do with Zelda, but they didn't really, it doesn't feel like they took full advantage of, you know? Although maybe I'm speaking too soon because god damn the Uku. Uh I know for my wife, Uku is definitely a little freaky for her. Like, and which totally reasonable. Weird chicken people. Like, are you really like this ancient advanced civilization, or are you these weird cuckoos, like the ancestors of the cuckoo? Not sure if I trust you. Okay. I don't like to put outline across the bottom of like, so that it can feel like they're interacting with ground cover. So it feels like there's a connection to the world with why I don't necessarily do outlines on the bottom. And this, I know, Control O exists. I just had created a bit of an outline in the headgear. I didn't want to have to worry about how it affects the rest of the outline if I Control O. So not actively not using that very useful tool. And I kind of want to add a little bit of a color into the outline to help make this feel a little bit more up, up, up. I'm digging that. Talking about Fairy Sword. Yeah, yeah, boy. Can you tell I grew up watching VH1 making Flavor Flav? Very popular, inextricably popular. I mean, not to say he's not a talented musician. Didn't know of him before that celebrity show or something. Him and Brigitte Nielsen, they were a thing on the show. Not that show was real entirely. Freaking reality TV generally is. Link is done. That's making me happy. Actually, I proclaim that Link is done, and then some spots that I want to go in. A bit on the highlight, top of his head. Oh. Yeah, I'm liking this. Cool. Ah, that looks really good. Oh, crap. I mean to move him. Cool. Now we have our Link. Let's think about where he's standing. Eagle-eyed listeners would will have noticed I had mentioned the Deku tree, so that's where he's going to be standing. But let's pull up some reference. Y'all hear me okay? Let me make sure. Yeah, I got some. Oh wait, I did check my levels earlier. I was able to hear myself. Answered my own question. Bring up some reference for the Deku tree. Time. The field looking right. Oh crap! Covered over something weird. The most exciting part is watching grass grow. The grass, I'm gonna go and kind of sketch this in and make this feel a little more organic. Could place each pixel individually. That feels like it would kind of miss the point of feeling organic. So I don't give people epilepsy. Ain't no Porygon, which I'm sure I've talked about this in the past on other Pokemon streams that I've done, as our want is to do Pokemon. But Porygon gets a bad rap. It was Pikachu. Pikachu kept hitting the seizure button in that episode. That's why Porygon got outlawed. Porygon took the fall for Pikachu. Justice for Porygon. Hashtag justice for Porygon in 2026. Fucking rat needs to finally get his comeuppance, held accountable for all the seizures he caused or she caused. I know I shouldn't start with I know, but I can't remember. I want to say Pikachu in the anime is meant to be female, but Pikachu doesn't have the heart-shaped tail that denotes the female Pikachus. But the anime was created before that lore became a thing. So I don't know. Sound off in the comments if you know if the correct lore for Pikachu card. Yeah. Fuck you, Pikachu, and all the harm you've caused the children. God, that I might have brought this up before. I can't remember, but now I'm thinking about that. Fuck you, Pikachu, which would be an absolutely wild version of Let's Go Pikachu. Um, I've looked for it and I can't find it again, and it makes me so sad. But somebody had done the Let's Go Eevee and edited it so that the sounds Eevee was making sound like swear words, like Eevee swearing for Let's Go Eevee, like fuck you. It's just kind of how it would like do its little fox pupper chirps. Is oh my, it's so fucking funny. But we're gonna do tools. Tools of Ace. My advanced bits. Select that. Control B. There we go. Alt B. Oh crap! That's not what I wanted. Alt B is for animation. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can use basically you create kind of a clone stamp for quick repeating textures. Makes this grass look pretty good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm digging that. Feeling pretty good. On the outside of that. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, I see that. I'm not sure. No, I think I'm going a little too. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I should have gone. Yeah, I'm actually really like how much of it. Okay, cool. That's feeling good to me. Awesome. I really like that. That looks like a really good field. Cool. I think that's it. That's good. That's fine. I like this. Get a little water. Hydrate so I do not dehydrate. Ah, I've got me a really cool glow-in-the-dark water bottle of Nalgene. It's got jellyfish all over it. It's really fucking cool. Very neat birthday gift for me. An earthen. Let's see. Mind. I just need to check something really quick. Make sure getting any sort of notification that I needed. Concerned about. All good. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, talking about Spooky Zelda earlier, and I've been learning about like a couple different like ROM hacks that people have made of like people who wanted to see Spooky Zelda, which definitely like intrigues me. Um, definitely have to look play them because they're designed off of like Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, which are absolutely fantastic. Like aesthetically, I Poly um, artwork, and I was pontificating with this on earlier today with Steph how a lot of like pixel art and low poly stuff like it's really kind of an impressionistic style. And I know I've definitely waxed poetic about exactly that in the past too, but it's such a fun, good feeling um, to kind of know that you created something that people can tell what it is in that minimalist style. Like, so cool. It's cool to be an artist, is what I'm saying, guys. That's right. My hot take. It's cool to be an artist. Uh, um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I enjoy being an artist. Make cool, dumb stuff sometimes. You want something to exist, you can make it happen. And there's no barrier for entry to making art. Like there really isn't. Like don't let people tell you that anyone is gatekeeping art from you, from anyone, because anyone can make art regardless of your skill level, regardless of your ability. Some people definitely have more aptitude when beginning, but honestly, like where you start is always going to be worse than where you end up. Like nothing, nobody starts perfect doing anything. Frankly, that's a fallacy. The only like yeah, to say that you can't do something because you're going to be bad at it. Everyone starts at being bad. Like frick, man. Everybody loves friggin' well, a lot of people love Jake the dog, and his advice is sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something. So yeah, listen to your old buddy Kenjamin. It's okay to suck. Everybody sucks. Whether or not you stay there is what really sucks, you know? So don't suck. Naming my layers, what am I, a professional? Jeez. What's up with that? Okay, so I know I was talking about doing a Deku tree. Do I want... I made the platform pretty small for a giant, massive tree. So maybe I do the tree off of the platform. On the platform. I definitely gave myself space for... You know what? Fuck it, we ball. Let's figure this out as we go. Um... okay, so now... Okay, what I want to do to make tree, and I'm not going to be so precious with it. So, a lot of longtime viewers will have noticed I will do kind of this alchemy circle, if you will, when I create a circle uh, for creating like a perfect circle when I make isometric. But I'm not so worried about that when I'm trying to do an organic shape. Like here's an example of where perfection really kills it. Because you don't have to worry about doing perfection if you're doing an organic shape, something that shouldn't be perfect. It's one of the things I really love about just organic art. You don't have to worry so much. Because it's a vibe, baby. There. You know what? My brush a little bigger. So it's more convenient for me. Try to make your brushes bigger, friends. Not too worried about making this look exact, because at the end of the day, again, it's the vibe that you're going. What vibe are you trying to make? Does it feel like the thing you're trying to make? That's one of the chief concerns for making pixel art, is hitting the vibe. Now there are definitely times where I try to be a little bit more precise in what I do, but the vibe is supposed to be precision. What is my vibe? So, for those not aware, what I just said, petting the line is when you go over a line multiple times. So if you're like sketching and like you're drawing something and you're trying to fill out the line, make it thicker, instead of like using a thicker brush, you're building it up. That's called petting the line. So that's something that we've done a lot in like sketching. It's probably why people kind of lament that their sketches look a little different than uh, their art or their line work, because they've spent the time petting the line, making it thicker. They got used to looking at it as a kind of a thicker line. So fall into just that idea that the line needs to be thicker, so you kind of get lost in it when very thin line work. When you try to clean up the line art, you're in kind of the that stage of your. Anyway, hopefully gives you all a little something to consider. It might be. Yeah, figure that out as we go. Okay. Right. Have to be perfect. Get a little bit of shadowing. And always zoom out to check and see what you're doing as far as like digital artwork goes. I guess I could utilize my window here in the corner a little bit. That it's being hidden by my PNG tuber, little bobbling around. I've been thinking about doing like a low poly PNG tuber. I've been getting into doing like the low poly art, like the low fidelity stuff, because it's just dang fun. Okay. I'm asking myself, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Chuck could chuck wood. The answer I always find myself at 15. Cord being a an amount of wood Um, I say that because that was the answer given in Monkey Island 2. Guybrush asks everybody, "Would could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?" Finally, Nemesis, and spoilers for this 30-year-old game, his nemesis, the ghost pirate LeChuck, says 15 chords just shuts him down. Freaking love Monkey Island. It's such a good series. Maybe I'll play it one of these days if I ever get back into the gaming channel. Hmm. Sketch out the face a little. Like, I kind of have a dumb joke that I really want to make for this, so please bear with me. Me make a dumb joke in my art? That almost always happens. The Deku Tree really roll out the red carpet for Link, huh? You know. Oh my god. If you know where that reference that I just did, the if you know where that comes from, I will be your best friend forever. Love. I'm talking about the language of love. It's from Better Off Dead. Probably like the second or third best thing to come out of 1985. The first, yo. Uh, this is so dumb. Trying to give the Great Deku Tree an Akiaga or face or whatever you fucking call it. It's so dirty. It's so wrong. Oh, I'm a dork. You know, I think what the problem is I'm not making the face as I'm drawing it. I'm not doing the age-old artist hack of making the face that you're trying to represent on the screen. So I think that's where I'm falling short right now. Please forgive me. I'm gonna go for kind of that sickly fog that present in, well, I guess that's the DS remake. Yeah, I guess he's got more gray tech mustachio. Okay. Out with it. An indie project to work on a horror theme. I'm sure they exist. Google it. I can look it up, see if there's any tags on. See if I can find and play a game. Not quite making the shape that Make lines. Yeah, I'm digging that. That vibes. That fits the vibe check with me. Let me know if that fits your vibe check too. Don't have to worry. Cool. Feel like it's being lit above. Cool. Acceptable. That's what everybody. Little zhuzh of. Yes, okay. That's gonna help sell it. Is gonna bring that angle on the opening for them. A ridiculous Ahiago Deku tree. uh love stupid art. So much fun. I don't know why art for themselves. I mean I know, but like fucking still. Fucking fun. Deny yourself the pleasure art. I like that better. Oh, what color should the tongue be? I mean, it can't be. I don't know. Would it be weird for the tongue to be pink, given that the Deku tree is a tree and not like a fleshy creature? Oh, this room is so hot. Hydration is important. The office that I'm in, unfortunately, gets rather warm, and I don't really want to open up the window because then we'd have to listen to the neighbor kids parking lot running around screaming. That's no fun. And like have competing things for our attention. Enough things out there that's trying to get our attention constantly. Have to be one of them. Oh, I'm glad area is safe enough that they, excuse me, I'm playing. Definitely important. It's only 8. Hey, that's awesome. It's only 8, and I've already spilled the beans. There we go. About what stupid face I'm gonna have the DQ tree make. Oh, I should probably get like a reference of what an Ahiago face looks like, but I don't know if I really want that in my search history. I kind of feel like that might be not be the best thing in the world. I don't love the idea of the how that will adjust my search history and what Google will want to do. Yeah. Thank you. I don't need that in my search history. Hmm. I think if I just I think I've got it. I don't. Oh, maybe his tongue's green. Play around with that if I like. Just the and you know Zelda's a weird enough franchise that they would totally have something going like when it does a face like this. Because that sounds like shit that they've already done, to be perfectly honest. See, there's no crimes that I'm committing here that Nintendo hasn't already. Nintendo cannot judge me for their crimes outnumber my own. Uh uh goodness. If I don't like it green, I can always hue shift it. I kind of like it green, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think I'm feeling it. Alpha. Oh, instead of saliva, do you think it should be sap? Like dripping off the tongue. I hate it. Why am I doing this to myself? And to extension, all of you beautiful viewers. That's always a good sign. Like, stuff always says, "Oh, you've reached the giggly stage." I'm having fun with it when I'm giggling while I'm making it. God, oh my God, this is so stupid. I love it. Oh, so happy with myself. Oh, Shark asked me to make a tree. I really hope you're watching this at some point, Shark. And like, oh, how did Kenjamin actually make his tree? I'm really curious. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Shark, please, if you're watching this and you've made it this far into the Yago Face Deku tree, please text me and ask me, oh my God, Kenjamin, what the hell is wrong with you? Please, I need this confirmation in my life. uh, art should be joyful. That's my big hot take from all of this, is that art should bring us joy. Like, you can feel so many things, and that's all valid. Like, you can absolutely feel a lot of things and pour that into your art, and you have the freedom to do that. At the end of the day, though, I hope that you feel joy in the thing that you made, and satisfaction of having made it. Like, if the joy is just, I made a thing, be proud of yourself that you made that thing. That's great, you know? Like, even if the thing that you were feeling when you made it was sadness, maybe anger, frustration at something that, you've got no control over in life or the world. Be proud that you made something. That's that's my hope and my want for, if this Jagoff Kenjamin can make any stupid thing he wants to, why not me? I hope y'all have made something in your life, in your day. That's my positivity for you. I'm giving this heartfelt message while I'm making the Great Deku Tree Ayaka face. I cannot take myself seriously. Oh, I'm so happy right now. God, I'm so happy. Oh man. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me while I'm laughing at my own joke. let's make the nose. Great Deku Tree. Got that schnoz. Ugh. Man, I was so happy with the Great Deku Tree in Breath of the Wild. Like, it's so, just being able to climb it too. Like, oh, Nintendo made a lot of good decisions traversing the world. It was such a fun experience. And that's really, like, I've been coming to learn how important just the experience is have in the art. It's like important stuff. Excuse me. Pardon me. I hope that didn't blow up your eardrums. Uh, Comment below if Kenjamin's cough just blew out your eardrums. Um, oh, losing my mind. When am I not though? Let's be perfectly honest. When am I not losing my mind? That is, I think that's kind of a vital part of just surviving the day to day, is just being okay. The eventual loss of your fucking brain cells. Anti-aliasing. I don't love just how green. I want it to stand out, but not be too glaringly different. Make the nose on the stash layer. Whoopsie poopsie. Oh well. Too late to go back now. I didn't hit the line tool properly. Diamond shape. Eyebrows. Oh, good. God have mercy. uh, there is no God. God, if there were a just and loving God, he would not allow me to make such a thing. Right. Blasphemy. Let's be honest, there's been way worse blasphemy in the fucking real world. And that's why we make stupid shit for joy, for being able to deal with all the dumbass shit that's happening in the world around us. There we go. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Oh, I need to get a sound clip of Ganon laughing from the version of The Legend of Zelda: Link's Adventure. That was the second game, Zelda game that it was such a departure from the first game and how it was built, going from top down to kind of side scrolling, which was really cool. I spent a lot of time watching my brothers play The Legend of Zelda on the NES and it was fun. It was fun to watch that. It was fun to kind of that kiddo. Although they did let me play with them when they'd play like uh Contra. I got to play Contra with them because, you know, just a run and gun kind of game. So, of course they're going to figure, oh well, I guess it's okay if Ken plays because then, you know, I've got an extra gun while I'm shooting at this alien monster. Yeah, you know what? I think I do. Judge on Judge here. Judge it up. Judge. Judge is such a good word. Let me just say that right now. Love me a good judge. This is so dumb. Ah. right now. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, this is so dumb. It's so good. Oh, good. Really quick. Checking up on y'all, seeing if anybody's talked yet or said anything. I don't want to ignore anybody, and it's a-okay to just kind of lurk, work and lurk, have that co-stream, entertain you while you do something, a project, what have you. And that's, you know, that's really the great thing about VODs too, and one reason I love YouTube so much is because the VOD is just there. Like, as soon as I'm done, it's up. It's there. We're good. There's no worries. Right, I want to do some blushes. I'm gonna play around, see if I like ink for the blush, like what you might expect from a blush. You know, if the tree from Kirby can blush, let's look up the tree from Kirby. Find that friend. Reference. That tree does not blush. that tree just looks like a Gearoid or Gyroid or whatever from Animal Crossing. It looks like the tree from Kirby is what it looks like. So, you know what? I'm in uncharted territory here. Whether a tree can blush. You know, though, let's just say the tree from The Last Unicorn, that'll definitely make that's for show. Because there is no immortality, like the love of a tree. And this does not need to be perfect. I am doing this whole bit as a gag, as a goof. That's fucking perfect. Oh, this is so dumb. I love it. Okay, now let's make a stupid fucking canopy for this. So here's a fun little trick I learned some time ago, years ago at this point now. I can't remember who it was that I learned it from. It was on Instagram. Basically, actually, so if you want to check out one of my past streams where I did a kind of a greeting card series, which I should do that series again. That's a fun ass series. For my friend Eric of Matt Black Studio, I did some fan art for his game Lucid that he's been working on very diligently. For I mean, just as a dev for just the last couple of years, but really this passion project is something that he's been dreaming of for most of his life. Like, this is the game he always wanted, and like, go wishlist Lucid on Steam. That is such a cool looking game. The art is absolutely beautiful. If you like Metroidvania, um, he describes it as Celesteoidvania, um, because he's also inspired not just by Castlevania, Metroid, but also Celeste, in just the freedom of movement that you've got in um, really cool. There we go. But that video I did of the tourism, the postcard, I know I linked the Instagram account there, but the thing that I learned is do a bunch of little Among Us guys. And that works really great for your leaves. And it gives you a little surprise in there. Little something that you know is just hiding in there, that you've got a little guy lurking, waiting, anticipating. Up here. God. The treetop is kind of gonna look like that fucking clown guy from Sideshow Bob. There we go. I didn't watch a lot of Simpsons growing up. I was not allowed to. Parents were very strict. And look at the good it did there. look what being too strict on your kids does. It makes them into weirdos who draw the great Deku tree making an Oniyago face. This is on you, mom and dad. That's right. This is their fault. Blame my parents for this. Oh shoot, that is the trick to making sure it doesn't look too much like an Among Us is just layering it so that it kind of hides some of the little guys too. So hiding it sufficiently. Probably get rid of the layer. Putting color on. I'm probably doing a little too much on this single layer. One of the things I like to do is just work on multiple layers just so that I accidentally do something that I don't like, I haven't painted over things that I do like. There's a Kenjamin pro tip for you. Oh, hey, that's McFluffin. All the things I expect is nope, nope, it sure wasn't. I'm glad that I can keep you on your toes, Muffin McFluffin. Thanks for joining today. No, I don't think I want to do too much green because at this point in the story in Zelda, the Deku tree has been cursed by Ganondorf. So if I make him look a little too healthy, then that's not gonna fit the narrative. Dial it back a little. I don't have to paint as hard because I want it to look. I think you've seen everything there is on the internet. I mean, I grew up in the early 2000s internet, so I've seen Goatsy, I've seen worse, like honestly, this is pretty tame from what I grew up on. I hope. I hope this is tame. Yeah, okay. I like that. Little outline, and that helps make that pop. Beneath. Hide more of my crimes because still a few open. Still try to give it a little. All right, I like that. I do actually enjoy what I've made. I am proud of myself. Uh, but should I be? That's that's the real question here. Trunk. Sure, I need. I'm a professional. Professional what? That's the next question. Merging that now. So, another question, because I didn't necessarily plan that tree being as big as I made it, but I'm not upset. Before, okay. Because what I'm thinking about is like the rest of the background, like the tree being planted in the actual ground. But before I do that, let's actually worry about the bark, like texturing the tree. I think that would be a good use of my time. The eyedropper tool, there we go. Nice thing about Great Deku Tree, how they went about texturing him. They really did like kind of looking like scales the way pretty dang cool. uh quick, pretty easy. Question is, I want to okay, yeah, actually I really like that. Feeling good to me. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I'm really happy. That's the nice thing about using like old N64 graphics for reference is that I can simplify the hell out of it and it still looks pretty good. Oh, this is a monstrosity. Yeah. Feel good about this. Good as you can. Some ideas. So bear adjust. Play around. Oh, let's see. So I've got a couple different ideas on how I go about this. Either just repeat the tile over and over again and kind of cover the ground, call it good, or I could stretch it out to fit over. Play around. I like it. Easiest one first is to might be how I go. Is I mean, let's be honest. Like for how blurry a lot of the graphics are on War. Oh, that's. I'm not feeling that. Nope. 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 So I am just going to. Okay, that's like a psychedelic dream, is what that was. Um. Yeah. Okay. Not too shabby. Oh, that is. Move that bar over. Ah, Steph! You joined us in the chat on your break. I did the joke. Steph was aware of what I had been planning to do. Um, I'm glad that my wife is proud of me. That definitely makes me happy. Paint a little bit so that there's a little more variation to all. What I should have done just from the get go. Do still have specialty brush that I from before. There we go. Oh no. Okay, I see what I. There was a bit of ground that I missed. What layer is that? Eight rails. Hmm. Weird. There we go. Okay, it just wasn't wanting to hit it. That's fine. Well, I'm glad that you could join us for a moment, Steph. That is love. Even if you can't quite turn the sound. Is it probably wouldn't be the best look, admittedly, that your husband is giggling himself into a fit over the Great Deku Tree Iago face while you're in the back room at work. Oh, geez. We have fun here at Kenjamin Art. There we go. Okay. There's gonna be more shadow back. All right, now a few more. Yeah. Yeah. What can I say? I love doing an impression of the mailman from Zelda. Goes there. Hmm. Thinking that that brown is a little too warm and rich for shadow. Tree is okay. I like that. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Had the levels a little too low. Think okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Fill that up. Then lower the opacity on that layer. There we go. Need to paint it. Make out there. Very big is what I ended up doing. kind of what I was saying earlier. I like having to have the part where it's like interacting with the world, part of like the ground, like a thing. I don't like having the outline on the bottom. It feels like it's not part of what we were looking at. So I much prefer having an outline around something that isn't necessarily interconnected with another thing. So when you get to like the top of something, yeah, let's do that outline, baby. But no need for it. Part of next, like where it's growing into the ground, like it doesn't make sense for the tree root to not be connected to any. Something that I learned, that kind of a trick that I picked up from Pixel Pete channel. He's got a sad slime for his logo, and he does a lot of his older videos are like pixel art class, and they've got some really great bits that you can learn, like how to do great pixel art from, like him and Adam C. Eunice and Brandon James Greer. Like I adore their pixel art channels. They're so helpful for beginning. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. The whole point of grass and moss. Not too busy now. A little busy. Like when it starts getting bigger, like if you've got a lot of little things, it's gonna look really busy. So you definitely want the pattern to be a bit bigger. It just, when I stretched the pattern earlier, I didn't really love how it that's why it's oopsie. That's, yeah, anyway, so having it um you want to break up the larger areas too, because then there's really nowhere for your eye to rest. Um that's kind of important. Like I don't want people to just like look at it and be like, "Oh, whoa, that's too hard to look at." Because if people can't look at your art, they won't look at art. Definitely want to give people spaces where their eyes can rest. Not too ding dang busy. Continue to make smaller bits. Yeah, all right. That's like looking at it from a higher up perspective, like letting it sneak up onto Link where he's standing, where it's a little bit more just him. I like that. Then that kind of gives you the tell that, hey, this is where you should be looking. Like, see where the grass, there's a little bit more foot traffic there. It's a little busier on the grass. That's where you want to be looking. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. I really like how that's coming along. All right, cool. Cool bean. Let's something about this back area. There's kind of like a bit of a mountain-ish behind them. Or not really a mountain, it's just more the block of trees. Um here that in. There we go. It doesn't have to be fancy. It really doesn't. You've just got like a bit of forest back there. Something to denote that it's there. Really all you too wild and crazy on. Like I said, you know it's there. You can tell what that is. Forest. Ah, I really like this. Oh my gosh, and that's almost the end of the night too. Dang. think I want to adjust the treetops really quick. Still have a few more minutes before I call it for the night. That looks. Ooh, yeah, yeah. That to still have a bit of a sickly. Deku Tree ain't doing so great, right, folks? Tree got cursed. Okay, okay, I'm liking that. Feeling it. Okay, okay. There is one last thing I need to add before we go. And it's not Navi. I guess I could add Navi. Link to be a little exasperated by the whole thing. That is not the right sound to make. I'm so sorry. Yes, Muffin McFluffin, you are correct. This is Ocarina of Time version that I'm going with because Ocarina of Time was the first Zelda game I ever played growing up. So that is hands down my favorite. Why I chose that version to make this absolute monstrosity for. So thank you for bearing with me as I make this. Oh, oh, I have made a monster. Link is exasperated at this. Deku Tree ain't surviving Ganondorf's curse. Let me just tell you that. Yes, Muffin McFluffin says nothing quite like your childhood memories having a monster made of it, which really that honestly that's the nature of so much like ARG on YouTube right now is just they take things from your childhood. Like look at FNAF, like Chuck E. Cheese, um, Amanda the Adventurer for Dora the Explorer. Like so much of our youth, our childhood, just nostalgia is being turned into horror. And this isn't even like the worst horror that I could have done. Like this isn't the spooky vibes, but it's kind of horrific for a different reason. Um, Thank you everyone for joining me as I made this monstrosity. It was an absolute delight. I had such a good time making this ridiculous piece of art for y'all to enjoy tonight. Um, we'll be back next week. I'm not 100%. Well, actually, no. Oh, we probably won't be back next week. Excuse me. Next Saturday is our wedding anniversary, our first year wedding anniversary. So Steph and I are going to be taking that one off. So we will see you in May. Who knows? We might even do a little bit of permades for May. For Mermaid. But yeah, it's been an absolute blast. And the Animal Crossing creepypasta. You're right. They did do that. I think it was called like Animal Street or something like that. Um, but yeah. Anyway, before I make this too long-winded, you can find me at Kenjamin Art here on YouTube, on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Kara. I just wrapped up March of Robots a couple weeks ago. I did a really fun series this year of wow, my brain has lost its words, and I just told you I didn't want to be too long in the tooth. um Anyway, check out my robots from this year. I did the Zodiac. There we go, I can remember work. It was a lot of fun to make. We'll catch you in a couple weeks here in May. So hope you all have a great time, everybody. If you miss us too much next week, you can always check out our past streams. And we'll catch you